Hello all, welcome to Tech Vistas. In my previous video, we have discussed about database sharding, its concepts and various types of it, right? But now question comes as if you want to shard your database, what algorithm you have to utilize. So for that, there are multiple algorithms which we can utilize, but we'll see them one by one in my subsequent videos. But for this video, we are going to learn about key-based sorting. So, for example, if you have a table or database which is like very huge, maybe suppose it is having the data of 2 terabyte, and because of that the performance of your app is going down. So now you want to shard your database into 4 shards like shard 0, shard 1, shard 2 and shard 3. Here you can see those like in this diagram, right? So but now question comes like on what basis we can shard our database. So for that we are going to utilize this key based sharding where we use a hash function. So now hash function has a property that whenever you give like a one input or like a fixed input, that gives you a fixed output. For example, if we want to utilize the employee ID as a input to the hash function, and you give like employee one to input to this hash function, then maybe you get the star 0, right? So whenever you are going to give input as a one, employee ID is a one, then you always get this star 0, right? But now question comes that do we need to always use the primary key as a shard key? No. You can use any key or any combination of keys, but the best practice is that you have to use the keys which are static. Okay. For example, employee ID and employee name are static in nature, so we can use as an input to hash function. But if you want to use the employee salary or employee address, that is not suitable because they will be changing. Maybe one employee is working from Dubai at this moment, but he might move into Delhi, right? So always remember that the input that shard key may not require to be a primary key, but that those should be basically the keys which you decide they should be static keys, right? So here, for example, we choose the employee ID. And then when we give input, I say 1 to hash function, we get start 0. So our first row will be saved into start 0. Then suppose you are going to give the employee ID as a 2 in the input or the hash function. Now you get the output as a 1. Now your row will be saved in the start number 2, 1, sorry. So like that, whatever hash function you want to utilize and give the input that is going to be saved into a certain shard. So this is how we can shard our tables, right? So now this way of sharding is also called as the algorithm-based sharding. Now, as we understood what is key-based sharding, let us understand the various benefits and pitfalls of the key-based sharding. So, first benefit of key-based sharding is that data is always evenly distributed. So, suppose you have 100 rows, right, and you want to shard them into the 4 shards. So, every shard will get around 25 rows. So, each shard is having the equal load or equal data. So, it's not like that one shard is will be like having more data, other will be not utilized at all. So, this strategy is always very useful when we want to distribute data evenly into our various shards. And also, this is like very simple strategy. Only challenge is that you have to define or like choose the static key. After that, you can build a logic into your application. Then data will be automatically saved into the respective shard. Now, the major disadvantage of this key-based sharding is that whenever you want to suppose add new shards or remove the old shards, at that time the hash function is going to be impacted because earlier suppose the hash function was catering to the four shards. So now if you are changing the like adding or removing the shard, then you have to migrate data, right? Suppose you are adding a new shard, right? So at that time, you have to move data across various shards because of this new addition or deletion of shards, the hash function will change. So whatever input you were giving, maybe for the employee ID 1, the shard will come as shard number 3, right? So because of this, whenever we have to scale out our sharding, right, at that time, a lot of migration will happen from like here and there between or among these shards. So this is one problem. But solution is there for this. I have already discussed the hashing concept where I discussed like how can we utilize the consistent hashing technique by which the migration or movement of data is minimized. So you can also see the previous video where I have explained the consistent hashing concept. So yeah, so for I mean for now that's it for this key-based sharding. In my next video, I will also bring like more algorithm on in the sharding, like the range-based sharding. So yeah, thank you for watching my video, and see you next time. Please leave comments or questions. If you want to any video on any particular topic, please let me know. Please subscribe as well. Thanks a lot.